Hey, fourth graders, it's Mr. Peters here, and my doggy Clay. Say hi, Clay. We're going to be doing our next lesson with you guys. And this is just a quick review of some of your multiplication strategies that we've done earlier in the year. So what I want from you guys is to make sure you have your student book with you today. And you are going to start on student book pages 279 or page 279. And it says A, B, and C. Those are actually problems that 1, 2, and 3 that I have for the Teacher Master. And so I'm going to walk through how you could solve these problems, and you guys would be solving them right along with me. Then I'm going to show you some of the examples that we have, and you guys will be able to do those in your student book. Yeah, sorry, my doggy had a little bit of an owie, and so he's stuck upstairs by me today because he can't be downstairs by the kiddos right now. So our first problem that we have, it says the kids in Mr. Gill's class are going to paint a mural in the hallway by the office. The wall is 8 feet high and 23 feet long. How many square feet is the wall they are going to paint? Okay, so with this, once again, we are doing a multiplication, and we're doing area. Remember, area is multiplication. So if we wanted to set up, we could set up as an area model. So there's our rectangle, and we could do 8. We could split it into 20 and 3, and we would simply do our 2 different parts of multiplication here. So 8 times 20, and then 8 times 3. So I know that 8 times 2 is 16, and 20 is just 10 times bigger than 2. So we're at 160 here. Sorry for the goofy looking 6. And then we have 8 times 3, which is 24. So we had 160, and then we have 24. And what we have to do is our total area. That means we have to add those 2 parts together. Okay, so we're not multiplying anymore with that. We're adding it because we already found the area for each section. So 160 plus 24 would be a total area of 184 when we add them together. And it was feet was our unit before. So our area unit is now feet squared, or squared feet. Okay, so that's one way that we can solve it. Another way that we can show our thinking is writing it out like this. And we can end up doing 2 smaller problems on the side. We can do a split strategy and do 8 times 20 and 8 times 3. And once again, we would get 160, and we would get 24. And then we can add those together. And we'd have 160 plus 24, which is 184 again, and that was feet squared. And then I'm going to show you one last one. I know some of you have dabbled with it. We haven't talked about it a whole ton. If it sticks with you, awesome. If it doesn't, if it's not quite there yet, that's okay. You guys will get it in 5th grade. But I want to show it to you a little bit before you leave 4th grade here. And so that would be doing our algorithm a little bit with this. So 8 times 23 again. And for our algorithm with multiplication, it's very similar to the algorithm with addition. We start on the right, and we would do 8 times 3. I'm going to switch my color to show my thinking with this one. So get our blue, maybe. There we go. 8 times 3. And just like with addition, you end up putting part of your answer here. But the same thing with addition. When you get too big, you actually carry it up to the top. So 8 times 3 is 24. We carry that 2 up there. Now here's where it's a little bit different. Okay, we don't have a number underneath here, so we have to go diagonal still. All right, and that's where using the area model is really nice because it shows our visual. So we still need to do the 8 times the 2, which is actually 20. And so 8 times 2 is 16. And then we add the 2 on top, which is the same as what we do for addition as well. You add that number that's on top. And so 16 plus 2 is 18. And technically, we'd bring our 1 over here, but 8 times nothing, 8 times 0 is 0. Anything times 0 would be 0. And so 1 plus nothing is going to be the 1. And so over there. So it would be 184 again. Okay, so that'd be our algorithm. I just want to show it to you once. I'm not going to show it to you a bunch on here. But once again, so it's a strategy in a way that some of you have started to use, and I just wanted to share it again as a refresher before we finish 4th grade with you as well. So our answer for that, how many square feet? 184. And if we think about it, well, 8 times 20, if we look at just to try to get an estimate, it's about 8 times 20. It's going to be a little bit bigger, so 8 times 20 would be 160. So 184, it's a pretty good answer there. It makes sense at least. Question number 2, the 4th graders are doing a show for their families. They are setting up 6 rows of chairs. They put 26 chairs in each row. How many chairs did they use? So once again, we can do that area model. It'd be 6 rows deep. Sorry for the wobbly lines there, by 26. Once again, we can split it into 20 and 6 to make it easy for ourselves. We do that by place value. We have our ones place, our tens place. So if we had 3 digits, we would do 3 different numbers there. Once again, now we can do our multiplication. 6 times 20. Well, 6 times 2 is 12. So 6 times 20 is 10 times bigger. So you move it over that place value spot. So we get to 120. And then we simply have 6 times 6, which is 36. So we have our 2 areas. We have an area of 120 and an area of 36. So we need to put those areas together. We add them up and we get to 156. And this time we don't have necessarily an area like an equation, but when we go back and we look at our unit, it is chairs. We had that many chairs in each row, so it's a total of 156 chairs. Play, you're okay. Come here. All right, so there's our answer for that one. Once again, if you wanted to, you can show it like this, and we'd have 6 times, sorry about that, 26. And with that, we do 6 times 20 and 6 times 6. And that will be our 120 and our 36. And it's set up nicely there for us to add them together to get 156 for that. And last but not least, there's a big party at the park. Woo! There are 7 balloons with there are 7 tables with balloons for the kids. Each table has 34 balloons. How many balloons in all? Holy cow. 7 tables, 34 balloons each table has. Okay, wow. All right, so once again, quick and easy would be one of our strategies would be our area model. Many of you have become very proficient in this, and we're proud of you for that work. It shows nice flexibility if you're thinking, the ability to split the numbers. So we split our 34 into 30 and 4. Now, easy peasy, we do our multiplication. Just like you do when you use a multiplication table, you start on the outside with your factors and you work to the center for that multiple. So 7 times the 30, 7 times the 3 is going to be 21. But once again, it's actually 30, so it's 10 times bigger. And whenever we multiply by 10, we move over a spot. So there's our 0. Okay. And then 7 times 4 is 28. Now we have our total areas. We have 210. We have our 28. We put those together to get up to 238. And once again, the unit for this one, when we go back, let's go back to that question part. How many balloons? It is balloons is what we were looking for there. And once again, when we kind of get a guesstimate of this, if we had 7 times 30, we already know that that's 210. If we rounded down to 30. And if we rounded up to 40, 7 times 40 would be 280. So we're kind of halfway between 210 and that 280. So 238 makes perfect sense for an answer there for us. And then again, you can show it by doing kind of a split strategy where you have your 34 and you'd split it over here and do 7 times 30 equals 210, or 210 I should say, and then 7 times 4, which is 28, and then we can add them up 8 and 3 and 2, and there's our 238. Okay, so once again, today's stuff, it's review. It should look pretty familiar for you. And once again, trying to find that strategy that works best for you. It's always good to have backups. Sometimes a strategy works great with some problems and not so great with others. But really making sure that you have at least one that you can go to pretty consistently. That's what you want, at least. So here's that sheet that you should have done your work on. Now here, your work for today, it's a pretty simple one. You've got 280, your student book page, and then, 281, okay? So looking at this, we're doing single digit multiplication. I'm just going to look at the example with you to walk you through it and then show what your work has to do. So it says use a sketch in numbers to solve the problems below. Follow the example. So there's our example. We're looking at the problem 4 times 28. So you can see they did a sketch of 4, they did the dots, times 28. If you want to do the dots, you can do the dots. If you want to do the lines and do the area, that's okay. Either one works as long as you have that one that works for you consistently again. Okay, so you want to draw your drawing that you're going to use under this section where it sketches. But then you need to do the split part over here, which is the 4 times the 20, and then the 4 times the 8, and then add them up. So you're going to copy what they've done, or replicate it, I should say, on these following problems. So you need the drawings for each, and then you need to fill in the answers below. Then down here on the bottom part, they're simply just having you fill in the parts below it. If you want to solve it another way to double check your work, I would definitely encourage you to do that. One thing I want to draw your attention to, let me see if I can slide my face. There we go. Whoop, there. Is over on this one, when we have the 3 digits, you're going to have 3 different problems down here. You'd have 7 times something, and then 7 times something, and 7 times something again. And then your total answer down there. Okay. So since we have 3 digits here, you're going to have to do 3 different equations when you break it apart. And then jumping back to our next page, double digit by single digit. It's the same idea here. Once again, draw that sketch. Also show your thinking with this strategy. One of the nice things about drawing the sketch is that it really forces you to split the numbers and label them. Sometimes when boys and girls try to do a strategy like this, they forget, or especially when they do the algorithm, they forget to multiply every number that they have to. Whereas when you have a sketch, it really forces you. You're going to have a box that's empty and it's going to really be standing out to you like, oh man, I need to fill that in. Okay. So once again, we had 7 times 24. They broke the 24 apart into 20 and 4. Solved each problem. Boom, boom. And then, added them together for their answers over here. So that is your work for the day. Okay. Once again, keep pushing yourselves, do your best. Keep trying to do those Dreambox assignments as well. Those are really, it's a great resource. It's a great opportunity for you to explore and expand your thinking and really actually come back next year above and beyond where you would be in 4th grade typically. And have a great Memorial Day weekend, and enjoy Kids' Choice Day tomorrow on Thursday. And yeah, get outside, get some fresh air, and try to stay dry. I know that we had a lot of water recently, so we'll see you guys.